Kauma Arts is really about bringing my networks together and the community together, because I am very networked globally, really. And I thought that it would be nice to bring people together to start making meaningful, conversations, to start creating change. I also realized that there was a gap in the sector, in our creative sector, for arts that are rooted in Africa and her diaspora.
Well, I've been working with Mercy for quite some time, actually, since I've been here in London. I started working with her at another dance organization and in a different capacity. But Mercy and I, we've worked side by side for all this time. We have our conversations, obviously, about our work, but also about our passions and other things that we wanted to do. And so she had mentioned Kauma Arts and this idea, and I just said to her, Mercy, you have it. Here are your 3 pillars. I broke it down, boom, boom, boom. This is your work. We can start tomorrow. And so I've really been there from the foundation, from August, from the very beginning. And because part of our old roles was always to connect people, Mercy was doing this idea of artists that dine. And so she was already bringing people together. We're already having those like in-person, informal networking events. And so when we started talking about Kauma Arts more formally, that was sort of like the basis of how we thought we would bring together programming underneath the organization. And
we've worked with individuals. The first thing that we did was to set up the hub, the digital hub, and that was bringing together all the people that we know, artists across the art forms. And so we have dancers, we have filmmakers, we have
poets,
yes, we have
actors and, musicians,
performing arts, the whole
thing,
the whole creative style. And then we started doing these programs like Meet the Tribe, and then the KBE, which stands for Kauma Brief Encounters. And alongside that, there's a consultancy. There are three strands that we have. We have the hub, we have the consultancy, where we work with individuals, but also institutions. And so we've worked with the Royal Borough of Greenwich. We've also worked with the Birmingham Royal Ballet and other organizations as well, to give them creative direction, but also to help them in
lead on projects.
Leading on projects and diversity discussions and stuff, just to kind of explore together. One of the things that we really want to do is to be organic and work together, not just impinge on people. So we assess what people needs are, but also just working together and taking the journey together. The word tribe is actually very African. And so sometimes people might say, oh, tribe, that's exclusive, that's discriminating. But actually, when I was growing up in Uganda, we have about 50 odd tribes in Uganda. We're all interrelated. So people in the north, you might have about 10, 15 tribes. People in the south, about 20 tribes and stuff. But we're all Ugandans, basically.
In America, we interpret that as like finding your people, the ones that you connect with, the ones that you find as your extended family, your circle, your village is another, like an old saying is it takes a village to raise a child.
Exactly.
And so I think that's a word that also kind of transcends across different African and African diasporic cultures, is a coming together of people that you relate to and have a deeper connection with.
When we started working with Heather, that was the department. Dance of the African Diaspora was a department within wherever we were working as ADAD or as One Dance UK. And so the future for it, as you asked me in terms of saying, what's the future for Dance of the African Diaspora, we did a mapping exercise.
It was about finding out what is Dance of the African Diaspora, who's working within it, where across the UK, what was its impact, who are the people and what are the careers or the aspects of Dance of the African Diaspora. And then ultimately we wanted to know what were the current needs, what do the people and what does the sector actually need at this moment, so that we were making sure that our programs or programs happening across the UK were working together towards answering the needs of the sector and of the art forms. Dance of the African Diaspora is about the people, but it's also about the art forms simultaneously. And quite often in the UK, they're seen as separate entities, and it's both and it's all of those things. And so that was really important for us in that exercise, but also as we carried on as Kauma Arts, that's been important for us as we carry forward in that work. Every KBE is unique simply by who shows up in the room. But also it does have a lot to do with the Kauma Arts team and the environment that we create. So what was really important for us to carry forward from the original iteration of The Artist That Dined was the family feel, even though we're professionals, we're coming together as people and on an equal playing field, so everyone has the chance to have a voice. Yes, we have featured artists, and so we marry the Meet the Tribe with the Kauma Brief Encounters.
For me, the KBE is work from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we are exploring, we are discovering, and we're doing the journey together. And then the outcome is a result of a combination of so many things, which is quite holistic and organic.
Mm-hmm.
A manifesto, I think it's just declarations of what we aim to do. In brief, just briefly, in terms of saying that this is what we aim to do and this is how we're going to do it. But this is evidence-based, actually, coming from many voices as one, and actually putting it all together.
Because we often found ourselves in the cycle of just having conversations but not taking action. So the manifesto was in a way a piece of accountability for us as Kauma Arts, but also for the sector, for policymakers to say, okay, we've discovered that these are the needs and this is what we want, and now we have to take action.
We need to reach out to those areas, kind of political not parties, but political conversations. We want to be in that space to change the norm, and also for somebody to stand up and say, yes, this is what we stand for, and this is what they stand for, and this is how they want to do it.
So part of what we do is also intergenerational, and we want to make sure we're reaching at all levels. Like Mercy said, the KBEs, that program is from the ground up, and so we have to reach every level and every aspect of the sector, which is the people, the artists doing the practice, the institutions where they're teaching about the history and the current work of the practice. And those people are also developing what is it going to be in the future. And then we take it up, after we have all this evidence from the people, the training, the community, the educational programs, then we take it up to the policymakers. So it's just making it a well-rounded network and founded work.
I mean, the future of Kauma Arts, I really hope that the legacy continues. I hope that more people connect and, come in as consultants, come in and, I hope that Kauma Arts impacts on every diaspora. So it's about expanding the conversation and creating change. And I really hope that Kauma Arts can be one of those known organizations that you say, yes, because of Kauma Arts, the world is connected.
Hi, I'm Jessica Choi, and I am the marketing and communications consultant for Kauma Arts. I help bring a visual look to the brand and to the organization, and I help tell a story about the work that we do and connecting communities. The visuals are important to Kauma Arts because it helps tell our story. It helps create a brand and bring a professionalism to the organization. I think it's really important that we stand out as an organization. There's a lot of people doing a lot of great things, but it's important that, it's really obvious or really clear about who we are and what we're doing. And what that is really bringing people together and creatives together and sharing their stories and connecting them wherever they are across the globe, whatever art form that they're doing. It's telling that story of their creation and how and what they're doing.
We believe that it was important for us to make sure that the visuals or the image that we present and how we present publicly has to be the starting point in terms of, from the get-go, we had to make sure that we have a proper brand awareness, in terms of making sure that we expand or enhance the voice that we really want to create. So we took quite a bit of time to think about all that.
So our Kauma Brief Encounters is a program where we get to connect different artists to talk about different themes. And because of COVID, we did it all online, but originally it was meant for, dining room conversations, impromptu or more informal conversations where we could talk about things that we want to talk about. And with COVID and with the KBEs, we decided, well, we're going to bring it online so we can still connect. That's the beauty of technology these days. It lets us still do this. And even better, we get to connect people from around the world, and everyone can do it from the living room. And behind that, we had our Meet the Tribe program, which was really set up to highlight and showcase the artists, because we think that's really important. And so we went through our membership and our tribe and wanted to spotlight these artists. And that was giving them a platform on our social media and letting them take over our Instagram so that they can share what they do, and kind of give a behind the scenes look. And a lot of these artists are people who are perhaps administrators or people who, run their own organizations, and they don't often have that spotlight. It's normally the people on the stage that get that shine, but we really wanted to delve into like the leadership of the community and give them an opportunity to share their wisdom. And the visuals around that was really important to be seen and to show the work that they're doing, everything that goes into play when they're doing the work and creating their work. And then from that kind of took into the KBEs. And after them having a whole week of being able to share who they are with our community and our online community. Our branding look is really showing that connection between the two artists or the two collectives or whoever is kind of the focus guest panelists for that specific theme. And it's showing that connection between the two. It's showcasing what provocation we are presenting between those two creatives. And in the lead up for the KBE, what are their specialties? What are they bringing to the table? Why would an audience member or someone part of our tribe want to come to that conversation and hear from them about their experiences? What can they contribute to that provocation? And also presenting that provocation on social media ahead of time so that people have time to kind of think about it, digest it, give their thoughts on it. The original designs and the logos was Diane Bodell, who gave us the visuals for the website and our logo. And it's really taking from the color palette and that brand. It's a really clean look because to not distract from the work that we're doing. And it's tying that all in together for everything that we do. And it's important that we do that just to keep that cohesiveness through everything that we do. And then it's really distinct that when images are shared or marketing is shared, that it has that Kauma Arts look.
And I think it's something that represents the diasporas or the different diasporas that we're going to speak with and speak to and speak for, because we were thinking about something that's rooted in Africa and something, kind of like the diasporas of African descent. So there is the sun there is vibrancy there is color there is, but it's clean and, it's sleek. And when I spoke with you as well in terms of Jess, in terms of doing the institutional marketing, it was all about, okay, how do we present ourselves in a very bold and kind of like, taking the space, holding the space for ourselves.
It's also really important for us, at least on our social media side, that in our newsletters is that we share what's happening with our tribe. What are they doing? Let's build that community. It's, this person in this place is doing something really cool and interesting, but this person's also doing something along the kind of the same thread, but kind of different somewhere else. How can we connect them together?